Hello and a very warm welcome. Driver ratings for the Japanese Grand Prix. All 20 drivers covered as we rate them out of 10 for their weekend. Driver ratings does divide opinion. Comment down below yours. And as we say, no favoritism, no bias, unfiltered ratings. Let's go. Lando Norris 8. And I think 8's generous. Qualified second. Should easily be a 1-2 for McLaren. They bottle it again, and in the race, finished P2. McLaren bottled it this weekend, and I have serious doubts whether one of these two can be champion. Not clinical, not ruthless. To not be 1-2 in qualifying on the race is a disgrace. Yeah. And the icing on the cake for Lando Norris is when he complained coming out the pits as he went straight over the grass. Max pushed me off. You knobhead, Lando Norris. You absolute knob. This guy will not be world champion. I've said it on numerous occasions. But yeah, we'll give him 8. Oscar Piastri, 8. I mean, literally the same. Qualified third, finished third. Very lonely race. He was clearly the faster McLaren driver, but wasn't allowed to attack. Golden Boy Norris protected as usual. If it was the other way round, Norris would have been allowed through to have a go at Max. So yeah, Mark Webber needs to kick Zak Brown in the bollocks and say Oscar is the faster driver. Disgraceful weekend by McLaren, in my opinion. My standards are high. Charles Leclerc 9. Wow, Charles. What a weekend. Slowly went under the radar. It's a 9. Underrated lap for P4, and then he finished P4. And that's the story of most of these ratings, that they finish in the same positions. Because it was such a boring race. He absolutely battered Lewis Hamilton. A boring race, but impressive. Obviously, Leclerc's his biggest critic. He wants more. He wants Ferrari to be competitive. But yeah, brilliant weekend, Charles Leclerc. Lewis Hamilton, diverse, 5. He qualified 8th. Absolutely nowhere near good enough. Outdone by his old team and Charles Leclerc. And behind Hadjar. And then in the race, finished 7th. I mean, not a good weekend by Lewis Hamilton at all. Oh, I'm playing with setup, man. It's like the bingo, man. Just needs to do better. Max, 10. 10. This guy, wow, unbelievable. What we saw this weekend should not happen. This guy, 4th fastest car, pole position, race win, a dominant win, toyed with the McLarens. Oh yeah, I think you're gonna attack me, but you're not. I'm just playing with you. He toyed with the opposition, and Max, simply lovely, absolutely superb. And anyone ever doubts this guy, just look. And this is why he'll be champion. Why? Because he's more consistent than the McLarens. And he's got the 4th fastest car. And he's still winning races. And he's only 1 point off the title. Unbelievable weekend. You run out of words to say about Max. 1'1", 5. 1'1". Disappointing. He's getting no favoritism. Yuki. I did expect him to get points. I reckoned about 9th. So, in practice 1, he started well. He finished 6th. In qualifying, which really fucked his weekend, P15, gutted. First lap was terrible. Then we had that bullshit red flag with the grass. And then just couldn't get the lap in. And he finished 12th. Very disappointing. But qualifying really screwed him. The positives is he did better than Lawson, but he's got to be in the points in a Red Bull. So no favouritism. The wax model, George Russell 7. I was quite disappointed with George. He was so fast in practice. And then he qualifies 5th. And finishes 5th. Yeah, I was disappointed with that. He was so fast in practice. I thought he was going to be McLaren's biggest challenger. Turned out that was Max. But yeah, the topless model should be P4. Yeah, so I mark him down a bit. Kimi Antonelli, 8.5. Wow. Wow, Kimi. There's a lot of hype about this guy. Oh, this guy will take it to George. Nah, come on, surely not. He's got a broccoli head. He's from Italy. Talks like Super Mario. But fair play. Credit where it's due. He qualified 6th, best qualifying of the year. Finished 6th. He also got fastest lap and was hunting down George Russell at the end. Kimi Antonelli, what a start to the season. He's been very, very impressive. And yeah, he was leading the race as well with a very long stint. Lewis Hamilton came in off the hards and Kimi Antonelli was still running the mediums. So, very impressive, Kimi. Fernando Alonso 6th. Finally, he finishes a race. He had a spin in practice 2, off at the Degners. He's had a poor start to the season, but finally, he does finish the race. He finished 11th, just outside the points. But the biggest worry for me is Aston Martin's pace. It's not good enough. I don't know how Alonso stays motivated. Lance Stroll 0. Oh, Lance, back to normal. Back to normal. You just couldn't do it three weekends in a row. He's had big praise. I've gave him good ratings. But it's back to normality for Lance Stroll. 0 dog shit. He goes to Suzuka and it's a consistent theme. He gets knocked out in Q1. Just what is it with Lance Stroll in this track? Qualifies last, finishes last. There's not much more to say. Ah, Lance, it didn't take you long, did it, to get back to normal? Frog legs, Gasly, 6. Yeah, qualified 11th, mixed feeling, close to Q3, finished 13th, small issue on the pit stop, and really just lacked pace for the points. Jack Doohan 4, massive crash in practice 2. DRS open, going into turn 1, literally wrote the Alpine off into a cereal box, shattered into a million pieces. Qualified 19th, obviously lacking confidence after the crash. He finished the race, which is a positive, in 15th. He undercut a lot of cars, but when he got out the car, he was limping, obviously due to the crash. Had to be helped by Esteban Ocon to walk, so not good. Esteban Ocon won. Absolutely shocking. And what is it with this guy? He has a world-class race at China, and then he goes fucking missing in the next race. One good race, and then 15 shit ones. The lamppost tickler is getting no favouritism here. Shocking, Esteban Ocon. You were brilliant in China, and then you go back to shit today. 18th, he qualified. Absolutely shambolic. Shambolic. And just smashed by Ollie Behrman. And he finished 18th. I mean, that's not good enough by Esteban Ocon. That's embarrassing. That is a shambles. And actually, as I'm talking now, I think he's lucky to get one. Maybe I should have zeroed him. Yeah, started on the hards. He was wanting a safety car. He had a good start, but that's not good enough after China. Yeah, my subscriber called it. F1 Fan Gamer in subscriber on the comments. Ocon, one good race, 15 shit ones. He's called it from day one. Ollie Behrman 9. Wow, Ollie Behrman. Wow. Qualifies 10th. Beats Ocon. Hammers Ocon. Impressive into Q3. And he finished 10th. And he destroyed Esteban all weekend. Very impressive, Ollie Behrman. He had a difficult start in Melbourne. But China and Japan, we're seeing the Ollie Behrman of Super Sub. So, yeah. Brilliant. Liam, the lesbian Lawson, 5. P14 qualified, ironically ahead of Yuki. We was interested to see how he would come back after all this heartbreak. Decent return, no crashes. He got absolutely murdered by Isaac Hadjar though, which is worrying. And he finished the race P17. Went long, didn't work. Isaac Hadjar, 10. Absolutely outstanding. And he does deserve 10. And if anyone says he doesn't, you need to give your head a wobble. My driver of the weekend. Close with Max, but I think the machinery Hadjar's driving, he deserves driver of the weekend. P7, qualifying star. He beats Yuki and Lesbian Lawson. Came across on the radio as really weak. He had a massive issue with his seatbelts. And then in the race finished 8th. Points. His first points in Formula 1. He's best of the rest. Driver of the weekend for me. Isaac Hadjar. Brilliant. I tell you what, this guy is up there with Leclerc. And like, over one lap, this guy's insane. Carlos Sainz, 5. So, qualified 12th. Penalty. Dawdling in the middle of the track, turn 1. What was he doing? And he got a penalty for that. It was dangerous and shocking driving for an experienced man. Blocks Lewis, super dangerous, middle of the track. P14 in the race, kept going off at the last turn. But Carlos was happy with the pace, and he said he should have had points if he'd qualified where he should have. Well, if my auntie had balls, she would buy my uncle Carlos. Alex Albon, 9.5. Wow. I swear to God, 3 races in. A lot of praise for Alex Albon. This guy has showed bollocks. And I've got to say, I'm even impressed with his radio messages yesterday. Coming across on the radio, angry Alex Albon. Honestly, I thought his cat had died or something. He was so angry. Yeah, we don't see that by Alex Albon. He's wet behind the ears. No personality. He was so angry on the radio against his team. Qualifies 9th. Stunning run of form. Showed aggression on the radio, which I like. And he scored 12 points last season. He's already on 18 this season. Alex Albon. I'll rinse him when he does shit. But in my opinion, driver of the season so far. Outstanding Alex Albon. Nico Hulkenberg, 6. Qualified 16th. Beat Bortoletto. Had a snap in turn 9. Finished the race P16. He wasn't happy. Very critical of the race. Basically saying, just stuck behind cars all race, followed the leader job. Gabriel Bortoletto, 5. Qualified 17th. Finished 19th. Poor start. But the cars behind him was on softs. Stuck behind Ocon for the whole race. So there we have it. Driver ratings for the Japanese Grand Prix. We go on to Bahrain. We got a triple header. Japan, Bahrain and Saudi. Yeah. As a Japanese Grand Prix, it was absolutely abysmal. It really was shit. Loved Japan, loved the passion, the fans, the track. It just didn't work. Pirelli are to blame for taking the tyres that they did. Yeah, it didn't work. It was terrible. So there we have it. Driver ratings. Comment down below yours. Adios.